Good evening. It's Jamie Green, the Solar Queen, and it's Solar Sunday, 7:30 p.m. on Sunday evening. And I wanted to come on tonight and talk about some things that I have found out recently. And the reason why I found out what I'm about to share you is because I tend to look at a lot of utility bills several every week. So in case you've been curious how you are being charged for your energy, I wanted to break that down for you guys tonight. I yes, it's incredible what I live in Northern California, and PG&E is our service provider. They're well known across the country for some of the things that they have been, involved with and kind of known for recently, just, with the fires and in the last few years and things that have happened with down powered lines and whatnot. I help homeowners and I help commercial businesses go solar here in Northern California. I also have the capabilities of helping all of California and really all businesses throughout the United States. So if you're a business owner or you have commercial property and you're interested in solar for your property, I'm going to give you some contact information after this is over or at the very end so you can reach out to me that way. So first off, I want to say thank you to all of my wonderful customers who've gone solar with me this summer. It's been a busy summer and you all have been wonderful and patient as we get through things. PG&E. So this is really going to be about PG&E, just a little bit about what's going on with them. Several customers that have needed main panel upgrades, PG&E put a halt on all main panel upgrades, therefore, kind of delaying some solar projects. But it seems like everything's back on track, and I'm really happy for my customers that are getting main panel upgrades, because that's really important when you're going solar. I'll do a whole entire show. Maybe I'll do it next week about main panels and the importance of an up-to-code main panel when you go solar. So tonight's show is really about breaking down how PG&E charges you for your energy. So I don't know that you have a PG&E bill lying around, but if you did, I'd encourage you to pull it out and take a look after you watch this show. So first off, there are two ways that PG&E charges homeowners and really businesses too for their energy. Every month you have a billing cycle. And so you're getting charged for electricity and you're getting charged for gas. If your home has gas appliances, you're going to be having your gas provided. Unless, sometimes there are municipalities that have gas provided by PG&E, and then they also have their other, maybe their city, like Roseville has this. They have their own electric company and water and everything, and they supply it to their homeowners that way. But for the vast majority of people, they're especially in Northern California, you're being charged by PG&E for electricity and gas. So typically, there are 6 pages on your utility bill, and page 1 breaks down all the charges, your electricity costs, your gas costs, and any clean energy costs that if you're enrolled in a clean energy provider, you're going to see those charges on there as well. So the first way you could possibly be charged is either by time of use or the tiered system. Now, traditionally, homeowners have been charged based on how many kilowatt hours they use in a month, and that's called the tiered system. I actually tried to make a presentation, and I'm not sure how to share that. I'll have to figure that out another time and share it. But I broke it down here so you guys can see it along the bottom. It's going to scroll along the bottom, and you can just kind of watch it as I share. The tiered system is based again on how many total kilowatt hours you use in a single billing cycle. So a billing cycle, I'm going to pull it up right now. A billing cycle would be from July 24th to August 24th. In fact, I have the bills right here in front of me that I was using on my iPad using to pull the most recent kilowatt hour rates that you're being charged. So if you're still on the tiered system, You're allowed approximately 300 kilowatt hours as your baseline. And those first 300 kilowatt hours, PG&E says, good job, homeowner. We're going to give you the lowest rate for those first 300 kilowatt hours. And as you can see, it's about 24 and a third. So 24 cents a kilowatt hour. Think of it as a quarter. Take a quarter out of your pocket. That's how much you pay for 1 kilowatt hour of energy. And they'll charge you that rate up to 300 kilowatt hours, about 300. Sometimes it's 325 kilowatt hours. They just kind of look at your average usage and they kind of determine your baseline for you. Not every homeowner has the same baseline, but typically it's about 300. And then once you go beyond 300 kilowatt hours, you're going to go into tier 2. Tier 2 rates are 30, not 30,000 kilowatt hours. Let me fix that for you guys. It is actually 30 and a half cents, a little bit more than 30 and a half cents a kilowatt hour. Most homeowners with an average size home who are, pretty moderate with their usage, they're going to be billed within the first tier, tier 1 and tier 2. And so you can see it's going to be about 26 or 27 cents a kilowatt hour on average for your entire bill. If you were to take the total amount of kilowatt hours that you used and that smart meter that everyone has on their home now, actually like timestamps all those kilowatt hours. And so that's how they track how many you use, and that's how they put it on your billing, on your bill. So PG&E put in all these smart meters so that they can easily track how many kilowatt hours you're using, and then they can charge you for that. Then if you go beyond tier 2, which is typically like where I'm seeing tier 2 to high surcharge bumping up is around 800 kilowatt hours a month. So if you're in the 800 to 900 kilowatt hour range and you pretty much stay within that, I'm typically seeing people stay within tier 1 and tier 2 kilowatt hour rates. But if you do go into high surcharge, this is when you're above like 1,000 kilowatt hours a month. And I have customers that have these type of bills, and that's when it's like 48 cents a kilowatt hour. So anything that they use above 1,000 kilowatt hours, we're just going to use that for the threshold. They're going to be charged 48 cents a kilowatt hour. So say they used 500 kilowatt hours beyond that. So 1,500 kilowatt hours total. I'm going to get my calculator out and do the math because I'm not that smart to be able to do that math on the fly. But 500 kilowatt hours times 48 cents. That's an additional $240. So say the first 300, how much did I say that was? 48 times 500, $240. I should probably have a pen. Here we go. So we can do some math. $240. And then say the first 300 were at the 24.3. I'm waiting for my ticker to go on. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you think that this is valuable information, please share it out and get your friends to watch this, especially if they're interested in solar, because this will help them understand how they're being charged and why solar is going to save them money. So $24,370. So $73 for the first 300. And then if we did 700 at 0.30672, so $214. So for a person, a homeowner in this instance that is being charged, or they're still being billed with the tiered system for 1,500 kilowatt hours, approximately they're going to see a bill of, let's see, $73 plus $214 plus $240. $527 for just their energy for that month if they use 1,500 kilowatt hours. That's a lot of money, I'd say. I don't know about you, but I could. Hi, Lynn. Lynn is saying hello. Thanks for watching. You're on the East Coast, so you're up late, girl. I'm talking about how utility companies charge homeowners and businesses for their energy. So this is to kind of educate homeowners on that. So I'm going to go back here and we'll go back into now what happens, that would be a typical bill. If they just went into the state in tier 1 and tier 2, then obviously that would be a little bit less. That would be, 73 plus 214 if they used 1,000 kilowatt hours plus 73, $287-ish. Again, that's quite a bit of money. I think that I would like to be able to use that money elsewhere. Because we work hard for our money. We work hard. We're and the last thing we want to do is continue to pay the utility companies for our energy, and they have the say in how much they're going to go and increase the rates. PG&E is going to continue to increase the rates. They do have to get permission from the utility commissioner, but I have never seen them say no. And when we went solar, beginning of last year, I believe it was right around 22 cents a kilowatt hour at the tier 1 rate system. So it's already gone up 8% in the last year and a half, even more than that. So here's the time of use. So the other way, and this is kind of what's happening to homeowners in California, especially in PG&E territory. Everyone's getting moved over slowly but surely to time of use. What does time of use mean? Instead of being billed for your total amount of energy you used in 1 month, that smart meter, like I said, it timestamps everything. And homeowners who have already elected to go over to time of use have been charged much more than what they were being charged, unless they were high users, like high usage energy users. But that's not very common. I mean, it's common, but not extremely common. But the time of use is based on when you use that energy. And so the theory is most homeowners are home during the peak hours of the day where there is the highest demand on the energy on the grid. And so they charge a premium for peak hours, which they classify as 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. We're being that we're solar, we got moved over to time of use on our own. That's just part of the hi, Tammy. Thanks for watching this. Pleasure to have you here. I'm talking about energy and how utility companies charge homeowners and businesses for their electricity, and why it's good to understand how much they're being charged, because when you go solar, you don't pay this much. So I'm just going over the example of when we went solar. We got moved over to time of use, and that is because that's the requirement due to the net energy metering agreement that homeowners sign. So we got moved over to time of use. And so now when we went time of use, we had the option to go to from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m., but they're doing away with that for solar customers and for all homeowners. So 3 to 8 is going away. This is, I'm glad you're saying that. I think it's awesome information. That's why I wanted to make this show about how homeowners are being charged for their energy. So going back to the time of use, and why they're doing away with 3 to 8 and going to 4 to 9. I'm sure it's probably a logistics, like simplifying how they bill people. But those smart meters, they timestamp, and they're going to charge the homeowners, us, for all the usage during those high energy, like when there's high demand on the grid. So last month, we had some rolling blackouts here in California because we had 100-degree temperatures in most of all of California. And then we had everyone's running their air conditioner. And so that's when all the power plants fire up and they're generating this energy, and then it's being distributed and transmitted throughout all the power lines. And so it's the most expensive power during the day, or when everyone's at home and running all their devices and appliances and TV and air conditioning, they're cooking. So that's why the utility companies justify the premium charge on your bill for time of use of the peak hours, which are from 4 to 9. And it's, let's see, going back to my utility bill here for time of use. Oh, there it is. 41 cents a kilowatt hour for peak hours. And then anytime after 9 p.m. until 3:59 p.m. the next day is considered non-peak kilowatt hour usage. And that is, the charge for that is, let's see, 34, almost 35 cents a kilowatt hour. So for people who just, decided to go and switch over, they immediately saw an increase in their bill, not because their energy usage increased. It was because they got moved over to time of use and they're getting charged more for the same amount of energy. So it's really, really sneaky on, not sneaky, I think some people think that the utility companies are like, that they're privately owned and whatnot, but they're actually publicly traded companies. At least PG&E is. And they've just recently added. If you were to ever pull out your bill and look at the fine print on the bill, I wish I could share my screen. I'm gonna have to figure out how to do that. But they've recently added, the Wildfire Fund to it. So you're paying for transmission charges, distribution, and generation charges. And then they've the Wildfire Fund charge. That's now everyone has to pay that. That was $6.30 for this particular bill. And I'm not sure if I'll have to look at my PG&E bill and see if I'm being charged for that, in addition to being solar powered. But yeah, so the other thing that's very, very interesting about how some homeowners, a lot of people go solar for 3 reasons. One of 3 reasons. One, it's because they want to save money. And that's the number one reason why. 2, it's because they care about the planet and the environment and they want to do the planet good because, it's important. It's the place we all live and reside on, and we need clean air to breathe so we can, stay healthy, and we need clean water and all these things. So, number 1 was for cost savings. Number 2 was for the environment, for the planet. And number 3 is because they really just want to have independence from the energy companies. But for the people who, haven't thought about solar or don't know about solar, or just for us, for so long, we avoided it because we didn't know. We didn't understand. We didn't understand how it worked. We were like, we always thought that the solar panels had to go on the front of the house, because when you drive down the street and you see solar panels on the front of the house, you think that it needs to go on the front of the house, but that's not the case. You really want the panels to be on the best, plane of your roof that gets the most sun exposure. So ours are actually on the back of the house. I kind of wish I had like 2 panels on the front so people could see that we actually have solar. But I promise we have solar. But some people who don't know about solar yet and don't know about solar yet and want to do good, there are clean energy partners that you can enroll in. You can opt out. And it's totally fine to opt out. But when you opt into like a clean energy co-op, like for us, it's Marine Clean Energy. Sonoma County, it's Sonoma Clean Energy. East Bay, and this is all in California, like Northern California. East Bay is like East Bay Clean Energy Authority. Santa Cruz has one. San Jose has one. So a lot of PG&E will partner, or not partner. They will allow homeowners to get clean energy and be able to be charged for that, and have that. So that's their generation charge. Is the clean energy is the generation charge, is what you see on the bill. So instead of paying PG&E for the dirty energy, 100% dirty energy, you can get clean energy and be charged separately, but on the same bill. So they don't want to confuse people because it does have everything to do with kilowatt hours. But when you do, you get charged 8.5 cents for a generation charge that is added on to your bill. And that's for if you're on the time of use billing structure. If you're on the that was tiered system. If you're on the tiered, you're being charged 8.5 cents, a little over 8.5 cents a kilowatt hour for clean energy. And then you get a generation credit from PG&E, but guess what? It's less than what you're being charged for your clean energy. For the people that are on time of use, they charge even more, or charge you a little bit less for off-peak. The off-peak is, let's see, it's going to come up here on a second. Off-peak is 0.082 cents a kilowatt hour, and then 14.5 cents a kilowatt hour for peak hours. So from 4 to 9, if you're time of use and you have like a clean energy agency that's generating your energy for you, you're going to pay it more for that as well. So just wanting to let you know how you're being charged for your energy. It's really 3 ways that you're being charged for your energy at one time. It's, sorry, I'm going to take off these little banners. You're going to be charged for generation, transmission, and distribution. That's the bulk of your charges for your energy. And every 3 years, the utility companies will go out and they will propose their rate increases to the Public Utility Commissioner. And in our case, in Northern California, and probably Southern California and San Diego as well, because of all the wildfires, they have to come up with money to cover some of the lawsuits, bankruptcy, all that stuff, to be able to, pay those things off. And they're going to charge, they are charging the homeowners. So one way to keep yourself protected from rate increases is by going solar. And not only is going solar good for the pocketbook, you're going to see monthly savings straight away. You're going to be helping the planet by powering your life with clean energy that's also renewable, because I don't know about you, I don't think the sun's going to burn out anytime soon. So that's what solar power is. It's energy that's produced by the sun, and I'll have to go through a whole entire presentation, or try and figure out how to do a presentation on how solar works so you guys can see that. But really, when you go solar, you're really replacing those generation, transmission, and distribution charges with solar equipment payment. So when you hear people say, I'm saving so much money, and for those high energy users, they are saving like probably 50 to 60%, probably more than that. Anywhere between 40 and 60% is what my customers have been saving when they're higher energy users, when they go solar. When people have bills like that are about $125, $150 just for energy, the savings are obviously not going to be as big as those that have the high energy usage, because they just use more energy, and they're no longer being charged those 48 cents a kilowatt hour for the high surcharges if they're still on time of use. Not everyone is moved over to time of use. Most people are still on the tiered system if you're just, non-solar powered homeowners. But eventually in the next year or so, they're going to be migrating everyone over to time of use. So be prepared. If you don't go solar between now and then, you will see a dramatic increase to your utility bill. So that's why I do what I do, is I help people go solar. I help businesses go solar. For businesses, it's even pretty awesome for businesses because they have big energy bills, and not only can they get the tax credit, and I'll go over the tax credit in another live video, but not only will they get the tax credit, but they can depreciate their cost of their systems. And it's pretty awesome. And they see a quicker ROI on their cost of their solar system. Homeowners are going to see it too. And once those systems are paid for, these systems are going to last a good 30 years. 30 plus years, especially if you take care of them. And you're going to see an ROI quickly, especially in California. Hawaii, it's like the average is like 5 years for homeowners. In California, it's more like 7 to 10 years, depending on how big the system is and how big your energy bill was. And if you are disciplined to take the difference between what you were paying the utility company and helping that go towards your solar equipment payment, then you're going to see a faster ROI. And especially if you get the tax credit. So in California, it's like 7 to 10 years, I would say, on average. And once it's paid for, you have basically free energy for the life of that system. I mean, that's really how it all works. So I really hope that this was a helpful video live stream show for you guys on a Sunday evening. It's coming up to 8 o'clock and I still have dinner to eat. My kids have been wonderful. They're playing their iPads while I make this video. But yeah, so if you are interested in having your utility, that is the hardest word for me to say. I had my tonsils removed when I was like 22 years old, and certain words are really hard for me to like form and shape in my mouth. So I apologize for some of these words that are a little difficult for me to say, but utility, if you're interested in having me analyze your utility bill, and you are interested in solar, I'm glad that you found value in this, Tammy. I'm really happy that that I was able to explain it well for you to understand. I'd be curious to see what your utility bill looks like, even if you're not in California. I'm not sure where you live, but if you're interested and you're open to having a conversation about solar, I can help homeowners in several states, not just California. You can send me an email. These are for residential inquiries. So Jamie, Jaime at jamiegreenthesolarqueen.com. You can send me an email, or you can message me on Facebook if you're watching live on Facebook. And you can send me a copy of your utility bill, and then I can break it down and kind of get an understanding for how you're being charged and what rates you're paying and whatnot. And if you're a business owner, or you have a warehouse, or you have a farm or a ranch, or a winery, like a vineyard, if you are a commercial company, business owner, and you are interested in solar for your business, you can email me at Jaime, Jaime at excelsiorsolar.com. And even, those really cool ground mounts and structures that you might see, like, they're popping up in a lot of the schools and hospitals and buildings. I see them all around town. I have some amazing technology that I'd love to share with you if you're interested in that are not only act as parking structures, but are going to provide you more solar energy with less solar panels. So if you're interested in that, you can email me here. But for now, I'm gonna wrap up this live stream. Please feel free. I would thank you if you do send me an email. If you share this out, please let me know, or comment below if you got any value out of this live stream. I'm going to be coming live every Sunday night. That's the plan, at least every Sunday night at 7:30, to bring you some good information, and hopefully something that's of value, so you can make an educated decision about whether or not solar is right for you. And for most Californians that can go solar, it's the right decision for you, and I would love to help you guys. So that is it. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and make it a great week this coming week. I cannot believe I think it's 10 weeks till Christmas. We're already midway through October. It's just mind-blowing to me how fast this year is going by, even though we're all going through what we're all going through right now with all the craziness in the world with coronavirus. Stay healthy, stay safe, and hit me up if you'd like me to help you save some money on your energy costs. Okay, have a great night. Bye.